Welcome to Lipsticks and Lariats. Oh, hey everyone, and welcome to the show. Are you a massive professional wrestling fan? Do you find yourself screaming at the TV, cheering for your favorite superstars, and analyzing every single match? But maybe you feel like the conversation is always dominated by the same voices. Well, get ready, because we're here to change the game. The all-female podcast that's flipping the script on wrestling commentary. We are friends who live and breathe everything from this squared circle. We're talking about the high-flying action, the epic promos, the shocking heel turns, and the drama that happens both in and out of the ring. From the independent scene to the biggest pay-per-views, we cover it all. Each week, we dive deep into the latest news, review recent shows, and give our unfiltered opinions on the biggest storylines. We're not afraid to get passionate, have a laugh, and maybe even disagree a little. We'll break down match psychology, celebrate the incredible athleticism of these performers, and share our predictions for what's coming next. We also love to shine a spotlight on the women's division, celebrating the progress and pushing for even more. So, if you're looking for a fresh, fun, and fiery take on the world of wrestling, you've found your new home. Don't miss out on a single episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and get ready to talk some smack with us.
You love women? I don't, except for these two, Nikki, Roisin. Welcome to our first episode of Lipsticks and Lariats podcast, where we go no holds bar on wrestling. And we want to give a shout out to the Weekly Steel Chair channel for hosting our show. How are we doing today, ladies?
Good. I'm excited for finally putting this together. Again, thank you, Reese, and the Weekly Steel Chair, but I'm very excited to talk wrestling with you ladies.
Roisin? I think you're muted. I can't hear her. Can you hear her, Nikki?
Yeah, you can unmute, honey. It's at the bottom of the StreamYard screen. Like, you see, like, the little your microphone at the bottom left-hand side? It should be, like, this way. And Reese, is there a way you can, like, unmute her backstage?
First show, always technical difficulties.
No, no worries.
Hey, love technology. I used to say that. When I was teaching, I'd plan a whole lesson on the computer, and guess what? The whole school system decided, oh yeah, we're not having internet today.
Yeah, I'm still here. Roisin, there's on your beside your name, it has a little mic icon. You see how it says sound mute? Yeah, click on the little mute button. There you go. Now you can talk.
So let's get into our first segment. And our first segment is called Top Rope, where we discuss headlines and news. So, as I was sitting at lunch today, I came across something, and it seems that TKO has decided that they kind of buried themselves in a hole by having WrestleMania 42 in Vegas again.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, what are your thoughts on their low ticket sales?
Like, I don't love them going back to back because, again, most people that go to WrestleMania, then you want to do a different place to go. I just feel like, and then the whole block of they weren't allowed to, like, have people, like, show WrestleMania within, like, a 50-mile radius. You're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. It's like, people already did that. We've done this last year. And then, like, it's the same stadium. It feels like, I hope they do a different setup, but it feels like the same old. Like, I wanted something, like, it should be fresh and new every year. And it doesn't feel that. And then if you can't afford to go again, because Vegas is not cheap. And then like they said like the lowest tickets, which you're like up in the nosebleeds, is still like $150. Like I don't know how you like. I'm surprised that they're surprised that they're not selling tickets. And how many matches have been announced?
What, 3?
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy tickets. Do I have to airplane, hotel, and buy tickets to something that I've only know 3 matches out of potentially 14 match, well, I guess 7 and 7 or 8, whatever they're doing, but like, and you announced 3, they're not giving us anything.
I agree with that. And plus all the food you'd have to buy. I mean, 2 or 3 meals a day, depending on how many times you eat.
Yeah,
I know food in Vegas is not cheap. I mean, even like the fast food out there ain't cheap.
for sure. So I don't know why because they were supposed to go back to New Orleans and they did that whole shakeup, and then like people were pissed because they bought tickets to already go to New Orleans, and like there's so many like fan fests and conventions that go around Mania, and people were already booked stuff for New Orleans, and then everyone had to scramble to go back to Vegas.
Sticking on the Mania topic, so it came out today that WWE had discussions on moving Mania 43, which is supposed to be in Saudi Arabia due to the ongoing conflict. So if they do move it, where do you see them moving it to?
I don't know. What could they go back to, like New Orleans? Because I guess they're supposed to be there in September for Money in the Bank. I don't know what big city. They have to call it relatively soon because like they take over a whole city for a whole week.
Yeah,
that's gonna start planning soon, I would think, or put the groundwork in.
And a lot of these arenas book stuff a year or 2 in advance.
Right. Because that's what they're saying. And for AEW, that's why they did All In Texas, because Coldplay was playing at Wembley. So they had to switch. So again, this stuff is booked months out. Unless they're going to do what they did in Saudi and just build a random,
and hope
theater.
It don't get bombed.
But like for whatever they just did there, like they built a stadium, unless they build a stadium somewhere in the desert in Nevada somewhere. I don't know, but they'll have to call it soon. Again, they shouldn't have gone there in the first place. I don't want to get political, but
well, you know what they say: money talks and BS walks.
Very true.
Our other top rope topic for today: the backlash on Cody winning his 3rd championship and being champion going into WrestleMania. Do you think his feud with Randy Orton actually needed a championship?
No, and I kind of mentioned this on our podcast on Friday. I feel it's like the law of diminishing returns. Like we were all gung-ho, like you're finishing your story, you're doing it for Dusty. He didn't win at 39, like fuck The Rock, we're doing this. He's got to win. And then the whole thing with Cena, the Cena heel turn, I personally wasn't a fan. And then he got it back at SummerSlam, which I actually thought was a pretty decent match. And then you win it back at SmackDown. When I feel like Drew should have walked in and deserved to walk in as champion.
I agree. And he wasn't going to film until after Mania anyway. So it wasn't like he needed to drop the title.
No. So, I don't know. Justice for Drew.
I'm with you on that. Do you have any more headlines or news you want to discuss, Nikki?
Not that I can think of. I think those were the big coming out of the weekend.
So we're going to move on to our hot tag, which is our wonderful debate segment. And today, me and Nikki are going to debate on, do part-timers hinder storylines in wrestling?
Am I going first or do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Lately, they have been. Like, The Rock derailed a whole Mania, a whole storyline. Twice. And then he was like, oh, I didn't think they need him anymore. And just like moonwalked out of there. If you insert someone correctly, like I'm mad at the AJ thing right now because I think you can consider AJ Lee kind of a part-time at this point. But like I feel like she's not like derailing whole storylines. Again, like I think the match with Bailey next week is going to be really good. I don't know if I really loved everything with her and Becky, but again, she hasn't wrestled in 12 years. But like, I don't know. I feel like they do more harm than good. I remember like when Cena came in and cut that promo on Austin Theory and like destroyed him, and I don't think he ever quite recovered. And I personally do not like Brock Lesnar. I think him coming in, inserting himself, that the match at WrestlePalooza with John Cena made no sense to me. They wanted him to look strong, but I don't know. I feel like they harm more than help unless they do it right. But that's usually when you have like a celebrity coming in. Like all the stuff like they did with Bad Bunny a couple years ago was so fun. Whatever they're doing with Jelly Roll is fine, but I don't know. Mostly, I don't think it helps.
But do you really? You're talking about Jelly Roll, which now leads me into something, and I'll go back to our main question.
Yeah.
Do we really need celebrities in the ring for Mania?
I'm as a hardcore fans, I immediately say no. And I know my husband's trolling in the chat that like it does bring eyes. That again, WrestleMania and most of this stuff is not for us. Unfortunately, it's not for the people that watch in every week, in day out, all the extra shit. It's not for us. So me, I'm like, I don't need to see this person. But if you come in and you're like respectful about it, like I feel like Jelly Roll's very respectful, like Bad Bunny was. Logan Paul, even though I can't stand him, actually respects the business. When you have people that come in like Snooki that came in and just like looks terrible. Like if you're respectful of it, then I can let it go. But if you're like think this is a joke, like I didn't like they had Tom Square backstage, like Tom Square has famously shit all over wrestling. And then he's like backstage and like thinking this is cool. So like, I don't know.
Travis Scott.
Oh my God, yes. Ruined that Mania. Ruined last Mania.
Yeah, between him and The Rock last year, yeah. But I don't even know if The Rock would have stuck around if it would have helped.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, creative is so bad right now for WWE.
Yep.
It just depends.
Yeah. It's like that there's nothing new. And I feel like when Triple H first took over, it felt exciting because it was something different. We didn't have the old man anymore. And now I feel like we're just back into the same old kind of tropes and everyone's in a balaclava. And it's just like, give me something different. Give me something new. This Mania walking in feels so safe.
Well, I mean, you got 2 nights and 3 matches. Wow.
Yeah.
My take on part-timers. If they fit the storyline, then they're fine. If they don't and they try to force something, like the Brock Lesnar, and I'm a Brock fan, but you had him come out, do an open challenge, and we haven't seen him since, really. I know he's supposed to be on Monday night. Nobody's answered his challenge or anything.
Right.
What was the point?
You would think they'd be a backstage segment or something, or like a vignette of someone like, oh, like I'm going to answer Brock Lesnar's thing. Like they do it with the U.S. Title on SmackDown and have someone just be like, oh, you know, when Brock Lesnar comes to town, I'm going to step up.
I mean, they could have sent in a video, something, or you know, how like The Rock did all his little shit on Twitter with Cody last year or whatever year they were at Mania. Somebody could do that to Brock, and then Brock just comes out and whoops their ass.
Right. I just don't think they have a plan. There's so many rumors about what Brock Lesnar is supposed to do, and I feel like they don't know yet, so no one said anything.
And then if you get, I mean, I'd like to see him with Obafemi, but then you're going, who's going to win? Brock ain't losing.
And Oba should win. So.
And Oba should win if you want to push Oba.
Right.
And then, you know, you'll have everybody saying, well, Oba wasn't buried because he lost to Brock. I mean, it's Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Will be the excuse. So what do you do if you're creative?
Then you don't book that match.
But that's the match everybody wants to see.
Well, then you got to then insert someone else that can take the pin.
I'm not a big fan of 3-ways, though. I think 3-way is lazy booking.
Yeah.
But I do get it. You do, like, if you do have, like, 2 strong competitors, then you do need like an Austin Theory to take the pin. And I
Right.
love Austin Theory, but he's a pin taker, basically.
Right.
Okay, Reese. I'm not telling Brock that. Anything else you want to elaborate on? Do part-timers hinder storylines?
No, I agree with you. Again, when it's done right, it's done right. But when it's bad, it's so obviously bad. But they're gonna keep relying on it, you know.
So our next segment is going to be our lipstick of the week. This segment will be our best moment of the week from wrestling, and it could be anything within wrestling. So what do you got, Nikki?
I am going to go to Raw, and I'm going to talk the women's gauntlet because they finally getting. I love our women. I know this is where we differ on this. Them doing gauntlet, them actually getting women on the TV. Doesn't feel like a squash match or a bad promo. This was like 6 people that had great matches. Shout out to my husband's girlfriend, Ivy Nile. She pinned Io Sky. Rhea has not pinned Io Sky. I hope that goes somewhere because it's Ivy Nile. Probably not. But I love them getting time on TV. I think Bayley's your correct winner. I think she can carry, I know carry is a strong word, but carry AJ to a good match next week. I don't think Bayley's beating AJ, but at least helps AJ get some reps in the ring.
I wasn't that opposed to the women's gauntlet match. I mean, they actually did put women on the show,
Mm-hmm.
which normally is like they just do backstage segments and maybe one match. I'd have to say that my lipstick moment of the week, and I should troll our wonderful producer
Oh no.
and say Shoto winning and now having to face Zack Sabre Jr. in the New Japan Cup. But I'm not. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to... He's probably going to kick me off the show.
He can't. It's our show.
Well, that's true. And if he kicks us off his channel, I can always do it on my own channel.
There you go.
But I'm going to have to go with the main event from Collision last night with Andrade, and his return to AEW has been spot on. And I love me some Andrade. And I'm looking forward to the match with him and Bandito.
No, I think he looked. We actually watched Collision last night. I think Andrade looked really good. I love him that he's finally back. I feel like he does fit in. I know the Callis family is huge, but like I like him in a stable. And I think poor Bandito is not going to win today. But I think Andrade deserves so much more. And then the back and forth with the bullshit between WWE and AEW and back and forth. And I feel like he's finally like hitting a stride. And I'm like super excited to kind of go on this winning streak and hopefully make his way back up to the title picture. So I agree with you there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Andrade feud with Kyle Fletcher.
Not mad at that. That'd be some really awesome matches.
Give me like a best of 7 for them. Maybe.
Oh, I said Andrade was winning. I said poor Bandito. No, I'm team Andrade on this one.
I think that's who I picked in my predictions. I'm not sure. All right. Who gets your Lariat of the week, which is our worst moment from this week in wrestling?
I think I will go The Miz because Danhausen cursed him, and then his microphone didn't work, and then he got beat up by Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson. And
you know you're having a bad day if you get beat up by Kit Wilson.
Right? So I know like Miz plays this part very well, but I think we're going to continue to see all these little backstage things, but like he tries to be the locker room leader. This is his role. This is his show. And then it just goes, terrible.
Do you think they're setting up maybe a Danhausen versus Miz match for WrestleMania?
I don't know. I don't think it'd be one-on-one. I think they're trying to insert Jelly Roll in here somewhere. So would it be like Miz and Danhausen versus Jelly Roll and somebody?
Or Miz and Kit versus Jelly Roll and Danhausen?
That'd be an insane match. I don't think again, I know we talked about this on our podcast. Like, I don't know if we necessarily need to see Danhausen wrestle. Like, I know, like, seeing his stuff on the indies and the very little he got to do in AEW, he actually can wrestle.
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of like a Orange Cassidy in that way. Everyone thinks he's like the jokey guy, but can actually wrestle. But I don't know if we necessarily need to see him wrestle so soon, which sounds weird to say.
Yeah, but I mean, he's on a wrestling show, so you would think he is a wrestler that would need to wrestle in the ring sometime.
We can name a bazillion wrestlers that don't wrestle. Jade Cargill defended her belt once, I guess twice now with Michin on Friday.
Well, I mean, don't get me started on that. I mean, she blocked me because I told her she looked better in AEW when she was training with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're just stating the facts.
Yeah.
Truth hurts.
Truth hurts. So my lariat of the week is going to the putty people. Are the masked men from Seth Rollins' camp.
You didn't like their
played musical chairs to try to figure out where Seth was.
Yeah.
That WWE has done some lame shit. That had to be some of the lamest shit I've seen in wrestling in a long time. And I've watched wrestling for 40 plus years.
I know. It was bad, but I'm never not going to love anything Seth does, so I'm here for it.
I mean, I like Seth, but it was some lame shit. I don't know. It could have been done better or something.
Yeah. I think that's just sort of trying to protect him because I don't think he's cleared yet. So it's just like, I like that they're kind of like trying to, as much as they can, mask him or keep him away. And he just kind of shows up, doesn't say anything, and then putty people, and then he's out.
I was like, what the hell am I watching? I was like, I gave up reading time for this. I see Roshin's back. If she wants to unmute herself and join to talk in, just hop in and start talking whenever you like. I don't want to feel like we're taking over. I think she's still muted. So we're going to move on to our main event. And we decided, since it is Revolution Day, great song by the Beatles. Probably the only song by the Beatles I like. We're going to talk about AEW's pay-per-view Revolution. So, Nikki, is there any match you particularly are interested in?
I'm super excited for this Swerve Brody King match. I think they have two different styles, but they're both big, meaty men, and I just want to see them fight. And I'm
big, meaty men slapping meat. Can never go wrong.
And I am here for that. And I'm that's probably the match I'm most looking forward to tonight. And I'm huge. I really, really like Brody King, but I think Swerve's going to take it, which I'm not necessarily mad at.
I like Swerve. Love Swerve. Love Brody King. Brody King's super nice in person if you ever get a chance to meet him. Scary. I mean, what you see on TV is what he looks like in real life. I don't want to piss him off and meet him in a dark alley. But he was super nice when we met him. I think the match I'm most interested in seeing is the MJF Hangman match. Because if Hangman loses, That fucker will never challenge for the AEW title again. Come on, MJF.
I worry that they booked themselves into a corner with that one as well. Again, I don't think the stipulation worked with Cody Rhodes back in the day, but like, are we assuming that Hangman's going to win because it is Texas Death and that is his match? To me, it's annoying that they're in LA and they're calling it a Texas Death match. I'm like, you can call it anything else. But is this the red herring that you think he's going to win because it is his match, but MJF wins? I think it's way too quick to take that belt off MJF. So
I do too.
Do like Hangman. It's too early. MJF is the best, so I think they should keep that on him for a while.
And I'm going to shock the audience because I hate women's wrestling. But the other match I'm looking forward to is the Chris Statlander Tekla match because I am loving me some Tekla.
Yeah. I love their segment last night.
Yes, and if they pull this belt off of Tekla this soon, I'm gonna be really mad at Tony Khan.
Yeah, it's too early for that too.
Like, I might have to hunt that man down, and not for a good reason.
Yeah, no, I think it's way too early to take it off her. I think she has like an amazing run, and it hasn't really been that long. And I would like to see her. I know she had the match last week with your bestie Thunder Rosa, but I want to see her kind of like fight, like have more programs. Like I want her to beat Stat, kind of close that chapter, and then move on to someone else.
I agree. And so when we move on from Stat, who do you think should be built up to fight Tekla next?
Like because I guess it'd have to be I know my husband's really big about like baby faces and heels, and he has to know who to cheer. I guess unfortunately their biggest baby face right now is Willow. So would she drop the TBS belt and then move up to go to Tekla? I don't know. I'm worried they'll just insert Toni Storm. As much as I love and adore Toni Storm, I don't want to see her back in that title yet. But there's also the problem. They have this deep roster, but they don't build anybody. I'm hoping.
Well, and you also have Mercedes, who just dropped another belt in France. So she's on her I'm losing all my belts tour. So maybe she comes back next month at Dynasty? But like you said, in the meantime, we have to find somebody.
Yeah.
And I think I've got Willow losing the tag belts before I see her losing the TBS belt.
Right. That's what I feel like that's probably going to happen tonight, unfortunately. But I don't know. There's got to be someone else in there.
And I definitely don't want to see Thunder Rosa win this belt.
No. I agree with you on that one. She's not my favorite. There has to be like, I don't know what other babyface is there. It's not going to be Tony.
Unless Anna Jay signed a contract and then he's going to push her. But I don't really see where she has improved that much. Yeah. Sky has improved 3 times more than Anna Jay has.
Right. So unless it happens, but I wouldn't want her faction to turn against her already.
Exactly.
So again, you have the roster.
And then Holly Cameron's not ready.
Right.
But she has improved greatly too, so.
Agreed. I think people are saying Queen Aminata. Isn't she still injured or is she back? Again, I try to keep up on the ROH side of things, but there's just too much in wrestling to keep up with everything.
I don't know if she's back.
I don't know, but I know she was out, and then Red Velvet was out. I don't know if she's a healer face anymore.
I think Red Velvet's back because I think she had a match either last week or this week on ROH.
Okay,
I've seen her post on X about it. But I mean, I think they're kind of relegated to Ring of Honor because you don't really see them on Dynamite or Collision.
Right. And I feel like the people we do see, I don't think any of them make sense right now. Unless you swing back to Jamie Hayter, but we kind of just did that.
Yeah, and you just put her in a tag with Windsor. So you just made her a tag team, and then you're going to pull her out of a tag team to bring her back as a singles.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got to, What do we
Now,
got?
you know what I would like to see? I would like to see Tekla and Marina Shafir go at it. I know they're both heels, but I think they'd have a killer match.
Yeah, because I think Marina beats Tony tonight, and then maybe that can elevate her. Maybe not like a pay-per-view match, but if they can actually, heaven forbid, the women main event something, that maybe that could be like a Dynamite or Collision main event.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else from? I know you're going to do a show on the Nick Happy Hour podcast later,
Yeah, we're going
talking about reviews. I mean, about
Yeah.
Revolution. So I don't want to really dive deep into it. And
But
I
I feel
know we need to kind of start wrapping it up so you can get ready for your next show.
but I think Revolution has been one of their better pay-per-views for the past couple of years. So I always
Do you see any surprises coming, like people returning or?
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking we keep saying it that maybe Edge and Cope come and fight FTR. Like if the Young Bucks win this tag belts, I'm gonna be really angry. I feel like as much as I love FTR, I don't think either of them should have the belts. Again, push your young kids. But like maybe could we finally get this Cope and Christian thing out of the way to get the belts off FTR to maybe put over some younger kids? But that's what I'm thinking it might be. But again, you have that the national champion battle royal or whatever they're calling it that they announced.
Yeah, I think Jack Perry's going to pull that one out tonight.
I've heard that as well, but they announced 12 out of 20 people, so maybe a surprise return there. But I think it's weird that they're doing it on 0 hour. But I think it might be one of those things that like it starts at 0 hour and then all of a sudden, the
bleeds over.
Yeah,
it bleeds over, so you have to buy the pay-per-view. I mean, that's smart. I know people get pissed about it, but I mean that's kind of smart marketing.
Yeah.
So, our last segment for the show, we call it the Ringside Fan Turnbuckle. And this is where we will answer fan questions. So if our wonderful producer has been paying attention and catching questions and he wants to pop them up on the screen, we can answer them. What are your thoughts on my AEW being launched? Well, I mean, if I lived in Europe or some other country that is not Canada or the United States, from what I've seen of it, it looks like a great deal.
Yeah. For what we pay per pay-per-view and what you'd pay yearly or whatever, I'm like, I would do that all day. Again, I miss the WWE network. I wish we still had that. I wish we can use my AEW. So if anything, you guys got to let us know if you guys are going to be using it.
I also think this is a precursor in case AEW does not get a new media rights deal. Then he's like, you know what? I'll just launch this in Canada and the United States also and put all my stuff on my AEW, because everybody would watch it.
Yeah. And
if you are a diehard AEW fan, you're going to find a way to watch the product.
Yeah.
Just like WWE fans. I mean, tell me how many of them actually went out and got the ESPN and paid that $39.99. Those diehards did. I was lucky enough to get it free with my DirecTV finally.
Nice. No, Nick, we had whatever plan we did and we had to like upgrade or do whatever. And now we have like everything.
But I'm like, I got Apple TV, I got Peacock because I watched the Premier Soccer League. We got Paramount Plus, we got Apple TV for F1, and I'm just like, how many streaming platforms am I really paying for?
Yeah,
I got Disney Plus, which my Disney Plus was like a bundle where you got Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Yep, that's what we got. But again, it's the same. You have a million things. It's like, oh, we got Peacock because it's like, oh, we had to get WWE stuff.
Our next question. Y'all think that Randy heel turn was desperation? No, because I love a heel Randy. I just love Randy, but
I just feel like this is like rinse and repeat. The past, 40, 41, now 42, Cody has to get beat to shit to get to WrestleMania. Like, I think Randy turning on Cody, we're just going to cheer Randy more. unless this is going to be some insane like double turn at Mania. Are you just turning Randy heel to turn back? Like, I don't know. Or this is going to be like,
what is your take on fans booing the heel? I mean, cheering for the heels.
I don't mind it. I feel like I don't know. I'm not half like Nick who needs to like. I love if you're a good enough heel like MJF or like Dirty Dom, like you're gonna get cheers. I think it's that cool heel factor. I think you know that the origins of that was kind of like NWO. Like if you're good enough on the mic and in the ring, people are gonna cheer you regardless of what label the promotion puts on you.
And I put Randy Orton into this category where he's for me personally, he's good as a heel and he's good as a babyface. Triple H was good that way because when he was a babyface, you cheered him, you liked him. When he was a heel, you hated that motherfucker. Like you just wait to see somebody beat his ass.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of hard in wrestling to be able to have the fans like you enough that like you really as a heel want to see them beat his ass, but deep down you're kind of rooting for him. Like, yeah, come on, win. But with the Cody situation, everybody is just hating Cody now, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's like too much of the good thing. Like again, he came back. We were all excited. Like the prodigal son returned, like from deniable or whatever to undeniable, and then we're all here for it. Now it's like, all right, I've seen enough of you, and I feel like we're in that AEW phase. And he also said it. He's like, oh, there's no Cody verse. There's no my brother. Like I'm in like there's no bubble. I'm like, so you're pointing out all the things that happened that turned you heel in AEW. Like we're towing that line right now.
Yeah, and SmackDown is coming to Raleigh Friday, and I'm like, man, I really want to go to see Randy, and I'm like, I am not paying what they want for these tickets. I'm sorry. For one ticket for a decent seat in Raleigh, North Carolina, is anywhere between $175 and $200, and that is in the lower bowl. I paid $180, give or take, for 2 tickets to Revolution 2024, which was a pay-per-view in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So crazy.
And I mean, I have dropped $1,000 on wrestling tickets, but I also got like the VIP experience with AEW. I got front row for Blood and Guts. We got the VIP experience. I dropped less than $1,000 for front row tickets. They're coming to Virginia at the end of April for AEW. I don't mind because I'm actually going to see wrestling.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Right.
But it's really, I mean, I really want to see Randy before he retires.
Well, he might be winning that belt and going on a tour, so I think there's
He might. I might have to bite the bullet and spend that money. Question: where would a Kenny Omega match fit on this year's WrestleMania? Well, it depends on who he's fighting, Nick. Who do you want him to fight? And I'll tell you where to fit it. If it's Kenny Omega, he should be main eventing WrestleMania regardless, because it's Kenny fucking Omega.
I agree with you. If Kenny's going to be in a WWE ring fighting wrestling at WrestleMania, that is a main event.
And hell, put him main event night 1 and night 2. You can give him a tag team match on night 1 and a singles match on night 2.
Yeah. I would love to have him because he's friends with Xavier Woods. I would love him to able to do something with like the New Day, and like that would be like a fun night 1 thing, and then night 2 have your serious like main event bout. For me, it'd be Seth, but
so Tammy asked, "What got each of us into wrestling?" So for me, my mom would work what I call the late shift. She used to work retail. And so she wouldn't get off till like 9 or 10 o'clock. So on Saturdays, I would stay at my grandparents' house. And my grandfather would watch wrestling, him and my uncle. So I just started watching it with them. I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I just got into it. So that's how I got into wrestling. And my first actual live event, I got my dad to buy me tickets for my birthday to the Great American Bash. It had come to the Greensboro Coliseum,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's all I wanted for my birthday. As soon as it was announced, Daddy, I want to go see this. I want to go see that. And he surprised me with tickets, and I got to go to the Great American Bash, which was my first live wrestling event.
Amazing. I'm basically similar story. My mom also worked nights, and like my mom was not around. My dad would just, we were wild children, feral children, as Nick and I like to joke, but he always watched wrestling. Again, I think someone shouted out earlier that Bam Bam LT match I remember so vividly in my head because he was a Giants fan and a Bam Bam Bigelow fan because we're from New Jersey. So he always watched wrestling. So now whatever he and my brother did is like what I wanted to do. So then they kind of fell off once Hogan kind of fell out, and I stuck around in the Attitude Era. And again, my 11th birthday was a Raw in New Jersey. And I got my Road Dog Doing It in the Doghouse doggy style t-shirt at 11 years old, which I'm like, why was I allowed to wear this at 11 years old? But again, we were feral. But yeah, it was just like, that's what my family did. And I'm kind of the only one that stuck around and kept watching.
Well, I mean, my first live event, I got to see Ric Flair's ass. He was climbing outside of a steel cage match, and the person went to grab his trunks, and when he did, he pulled them down, and you saw his white ass. And that's the only thing I remember coming home. My mom was like, how was the wrestling? I was like, I got to see Ric Flair's butt. And my mom looked at my dad, what? And he's like, yeah, they pulled his trunks down by accident. I don't remember anything else from that whole show, but I remember seeing Ric Flair's ass.
Have you gone back and like rewatched it on like whether it was on Peacock or Netflix or whatever? We watched
I have
the pay-per-view.
not, but I do have to go back and watch wrestling shows for my dissertation for my PhD. So when I get into that stage where I actually carve out some time to actually sit down and watch them and take notes on them, that's one of the shows I want to go back and watch.
It'll be really fun.
Do we have any couple more questions? Because we got to get Nikki out of here. Who is the most overrated male and female wrestler in your opinion?
Overrated.
Ooh. Currently, I would have to say for female, Rhea Ripley.
Oh.
And I like Rhea. Nothing against Rhea.
Yeah.
I just think she's a little overrated.
I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, and if our friend Mikey's crew is in here, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Julia. I feel like she came in with all this hype, and again, I'm not up to date hardcore on Stardom or Marigold or all that stuff, but I've heard so many things and saw clips and stuff, and I was like, she's gonna be great, and she's given me nothing. Again, I don't think that's her fault. I think that's creative, but for me, I was just like, everyone's like, oh my God. I'm like,
I can see that. And I don't disagree with it. Male wrestler, overrated.
to me right now, Obafemi, to be honest.
I can see that.
Thank you for that one, Nikki. Thank you.
Welcome, my dear.
I would have to say, I'd have to say Ilya Dragunov. Because he come on with all the hype from NXT, and I know he got hurt and was out like a year, but all the hype doesn't match up to what I'm seeing in the ring.
Agreed. And I was so excited for him to come back and then get the US belt. And then they took it off him, and now like the promo that he did to Mello, he's like talking like he's performing Shakespeare, and he's like, I can't fight you because I'm fighting myself, and like dramatically like leaves. I'm like, no, you're supposed to be like this killer in the ring. I'm like, that's not what I want for my Ilya. But
and like I was really high on that Gunther Ilya match in NXT. I think it was at one of the pay-per-views. I was like, that's a freaking great match. I actually liked that match. And then I was like, he come up, and I was like, okay, so the hype doesn't match what I'm seeing.
Right. Unfortunately, that's maybe what I feel about Obafemi. It's like the call-ups from NXT to main roster. Like, I don't know. You're not giving me the story. And again,
Yeah.
like, not everyone, again, I can only watch so much. And I try to keep up on things, and I just can't because work and life, and we can only do so much. But, like, you're not, like, he's big, but it's just like, it's not like he's towering. He's not like an Omos that's like towering over anybody, and you're just like, oh my God, this guy. To me.
Yeah, that'd be a match I might actually watch. Omos versus Obafemi.
Well, Oba's got to go to Mexico then.
Yeah. This is gonna be our last question for today. If MJF retains tonight, which he should do, who would challenge him next? Swerve?
I'm thinking Swerve.
Samoa Joe could come back if he gets cleared from his concussion. I mean, MJF has challengers, and they've kind of built it up where you see Andrade said he wanted the title.
Mm-hmm.
And the push he's getting, you could slide him up there. So there's challengers for MJF, unlike the other company who don't really have any challengers for their world title belt.
I think you can really insert anybody. I feel like that the top is pretty heavy. But you can kind of insert whoever, and it would make sense.
What are your favorite matches of all time? Oh, I don't know.
Well, so we can do a whole podcast on that.
Oh, that might be a good idea. We might do a special podcast. I'm going to jot
do
that
it.
down.
Let's do it as a topic of all.
I want to hear Roy Sheen's.
Yes.
I do too. She needs to jump in. Is she there?
No. I can't hear.
I can't either. And what I do hear is like very, very soft. No, she's not muted, Nick. It just might be her connection and her setup. Blame the producer. Hey, Nick, at least I can get Nikki to come to production meetings. What about you? Just asking.
Ha, ha, ha.
I'm never going to be allowed on your show again after that, Nikki.
No, yes, you are.
Yeah,
Nikki's going to ban me.
But
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to hear from Rasheen, which sucks. We need to get her stuff fixed for next time.
I'll help with that for the next one. Don't worry, Roy Sheen.
But anyway,
That's
we're gonna
my
get
job.
out. We're gonna get out of here because Nikki's got another stream to do. She's double streaming today. So,
no,
Nikki, tell them where you want to find yourself.
oh, thank you. You can find me and my husband at the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. We are at the bar Fridays at 6. Today, we're going to be at the bar at 5, going over all things AEW and Revolution. So come join us. Come hang out at the bar. Tell us what you're thinking, what you're drinking.
Nice. Just in time for me to go get a drink.
Roy Sheen, I'll help your sound for next one, all right? I promise. Quote unquote, this is the only time I'm going to say this, fuck StreamYard.
You can find me at The Mid Podcast on X. Also, The Mid Podcast on YouTube. There's some numbers behind it. I don't know what they are. My bad. You can follow me on Twitter or X as Winter Soldier or Winter S and a bunch of numbers. I see my wonderful producer is putting up these great pictures, and I'm totally ignoring them. Also, you can read my blogs and my articles on themidpodcast.com. Go check them out. Leave me some feedback. But until next time, next Sunday, put on your lipstick, warm up your arm for that lariat, because we'll be back. Until then, have a great week, everyone. Bye.